because we're going to lay out the format for your parabolas again. So we've got two parabolas. All right, so we've got two setups. Remember the H and the K. The H always goes with the X. The K always goes with the Y. Okay, so now, what you want to do to find the equation for this guy is to sketch it first. You have a vertex, 0, 0, so you're going to get rid of these, whichever one this is coming out of, and you have a focus, 2, 0. Your focus is over here. So which way, if this is my vertex, and this is my focus, which way is this going to open? To the right. So which one is this going to be? A y squared or an x squared? A y squared. And we know that the vertex was 0. So we're going to start out with the short one. We have no 0 in here. No h or k because it's 0, 0. Right? Now we need to find the equation. That means we have to solve for p. So p is the distance between your vertex and your focus. And in this case, p has to be positive, right? And the n has to be 2.
What does G?
P. Directrix is, yeah. Directrix is your line. So p is equal to 2. So all we're going to do is substitute this in. So here's the equation of this parabola. That's it. Okay? That's it. That's how easy it is. Okay, number 2. Is this your number 2 also? Okay. It's different. Okay. You have a vertex. What's your vertex on this?
0.
Your vertex is 0, 0, and it's a y squared. So what should I start with? What's my start? Which equation should I start with? Y minus k squared. And we said the x and the h were 0, right? Because my vertex is 0. So I'm going to press this down. Now, I don't have any p, but I do have a point on the parabola. And this is an x, y point. Just like you would find a point on a line. So you're going to substitute your x in here for negative 2. You're going to substitute your y in here for 6. And you're going to solve for p. All we did was substitute. We have 3 variables. We can only solve for one variable in one equation. But we have a point on your parabola. That's an xy point. Same you used to do with the circle and the line. So we have 36 is equal to negative 8p. We're going to divide by negative 8. And we're going to reduce this down by 4, negative 9 over 2. And shouldn't p be negative? Because we're opening to the left. Now all we have to do is substitute it back into here. We're going to take this p out and put in negative 9 over 2. So 2 goes into 4 2 times. Times negative 9 is negative 18. Here's the equation of your parabola. So we have something where we found the p. We have something where we didn't know the p, but we had to use a point on the parabola to find it. Good so far? Okay. 2 more, and then we'll get you started. Here's one using a vertex. Now you don't know until you sketch if you have an x squared or a y squared. So my vertex is the origin, and my directrix is x is equal to 3. There's my origin. There's my x is equal to 3. way is my parabola going to go? To the left. It can't cut through the directrix, right? It encompasses the focus but cannot cut through that directrix. My focus would be here. Here's my vertex. Okay. What's the distance from here to here? P. Is P positive or negative?
Negative.
If it opens left, negative. P is actually the distance from your vertex to your focus, which is why it's negative. So we use the absolute value when we do it because we go left or right. So we're going to start with your y squared, y minus k squared, x minus h. My vertex is 0. And we're going to substitute your p in. And there's the equation. Good? It's not so bad. There's really not a lot to know about your parabola. Your vertex, a point on the vertex, a focus, a directrix. Okay, and the last one. Everybody good with this? Had we known negative because it's opening to the left. The distance, actually the P is the distance from the vertex to the focus. So that's where it's going negative. But we use the absolute value because we don't use the formula. But we know this is opening left. So P has to be negative. Okay, last one. Is this a y squared or an x squared? X squared. So here's your other formula. We know our vertex. This is HK. We're going to plug it in. Okay, so far? Plug it in the opposite, well, plug them in. Now, I don't have a focus. I don't have a P. And I do have a point on my parabola. Do you see the point? The origin. Good. This is the 0, 0. This is the x. This is the y. So plug it in. When x is 0, when y is 0. So this is negative 3 squared. 9. And this is 3. You have to find p first. Divide by 12. So p, and reduce it. P is equal to 3/4. And all you have to do now is substitute this back into here so we can get your equation. The x minus h stays. The fourth, substitute it back into here. Go back into this one. We have a vertex, so we have to keep this guy. Here's your p. Make it 3/4. This reduces. Good? So sometimes you'll get a distance for p. That works out nicely because you just slide it in. Sometimes you have to find p. This is no different when you do your line. When you do your equation of a line, if you have a point, 2 points, you find your slope. And if you didn't remember the point-slope format, you had to put your slope in here. You had to put an x and a y point in there to find b. Right? And then you brought it back into your equation. No different. So after